Hi everybody, I'm Rafael Gonzalez and today we're gonna work on this very important topic, the real and unreal conditional. We're going to check the uses and forms. Actually, this is a very important topic that with this we work every time and everywhere. With this you can express your ideas or actually what do you think about something, right? Then we see that first of all the real conditional. Remember that conditional sentences express results of an action or conditions. Also, real conditional sentences express factual or future results. Then, these are real actions, real things, real elements or successes that happens in a specific time. Great. So, for example, for the real conditional, you can get different things. In real conditional, it's quite different because this is talking about something that will that this is this describes something that happens if a condition that does not exist actually does occur. This is an imaginary action. Then it doesn't happen, it doesn't exist, even that we are going to imagine about it and we are going to take what will be the result of this action, right? Then, for real conditional, we have two sentences. The first is the if clause, then it is a condition, and then we have the result clause. Great. First, for example, this is a very important for us. If I don't use English in class, what will happen? So, you don't use English in class, then you won't learn to speak it. It is very important for to you to use the English in class. If you don't do it, you will not learn it. In this case, we can change it. For example, if I use English in class, I will learn to speak it. Then you'll see that we have the negative statement and a positive statement. When your first statement with when the condition is negative, probably the result will be negative too. But in other cases, when the condition is positive, the result will be two. It depends on the context that you're talking about. Then we have another one. If I have enough time, for example, imagine that today is Saturday and you will do a lot of things. Then you have to do homework, you have to clean your house, you have to help your mom with the shopping. And then, if you have enough time, what will you do? For example, on Saturday, if I have no time, I will watch a football match. Football match, it could be an event in the afternoon, in the morning, in the evening. Then, if I have no time, I will do it. If I don't have enough time, then I won't be able to watch the football match, right? We have a real condition, and then we have a real clause. Another example for another contest. If I complete the homework, then most of the time you have obligations or things to do at home, or for those are your responsibilities. Then if you complete the homework, then what will you do? For example, you will go out, you will meet your friends, you will read a book if you want to, but in other cases you will be able to go to the cinema. You will be able to go and watch any movie or any new film in the cinema. Great. But if you do not complete the homework, then you won't be able to do anything. Why? Because you have to complete it. If you don't do it, then you will not be able to do it. Right? These are normal contexts where you can find different situations, but always please keep in mind that this is a real condition. This is a contest, a normal contest. For example, if you buy a car or if someone buy a car or this car, imagine that you are getting a big van, a van like with 7 shares for your complete family. Then you have any car. What will you do? They will travel each month. Then now you have a car, it will be easier for you to travel, to have a trip each weekend or each month. Then this is a real condition. If you don't buy it, then you will not be able to do it. Right? if she gets paid, okay, imagine that you are working, yeah, or do not imagine, actually you work, and today 15th, and you're gonna get paid. So if you get paid, what would you do? Go there and drink some beer, then you can go to, go shopping, get some food for your home. Or in other cases, for example, in this case, if she gets paid, she will be able, or she will pay the bill for TV and internet. TV and internet services are very important for her. Then the first thing that she's going to do, or she will do, is pay the bill. Okay? These are some few examples where you can say. Remember, at first we have the if clause, if I do not, or if I have to. Most of the time we use the simple present. Okay? If I do or if I do not, if I have or if I do not have, if I complete or if I don't complete, if they buy or if they do not buy, if she gets paid or if she doesn't get paid, then will be a result. It would be noun and will be the future. The future will be the noun, the time or the verb, the auxiliary verb that we are going to use. Then we will see noun, will not or won't, and there we will see the verb. The verb will be in the same status. This will be the normal verb, right? Then let's see the real conditional. In a real conditional or in real action or condition, you will get a real or an imaginary situation. Also, you will get a result. Even that this will be a result if it were true. Okay, if it is not true, then it will be a unreal conditional. For example, in this case you see that we have the if noun, the noun, and the verb in past, simple past. Okay? Why? Because this is unreal. If this happened, but this has not happened never, right? Then if I found a wallet in the street, most of the time this kind of things are, or these real conditional is it to make these cautions about ethical choices or choices in your life or situations in your life, like 2 or 1 or 5 years ago, or something that you were able to do but you didn't do it. So this is a different way to express the past situations, right? Then or imaginary situations. Then if I found a wallet in the street, what would you do if you found a wallet in the street? Then you can see that we use would. What is the past of will? Then if I found a wallet in the street, I would look for the name of the owner. Would you do it? I'm doing a question about it. I can do it. For example, if you found a wallet in the street, would you look for the name of the owner? That is a question. But in this case, I'm talking about it. For example, imagine you're asking me that, hey Ralph, if you found a wallet in the street, would you look for the name of the owner? Yes, if I found a wallet in the street, I will look for the name of the owner. Okay? Then this is a real situation. You've never gotten a wallet in the street, then if it happened, you will do it, that you would look for the name of the owner. There is another case, for example, we say that if I had to make a hard decision. For example, you have to make a hard decision. Today is Friday, this is the beginning of the weekend, and you have a trip with your friends. Then you have two choices. The first one, go with your friends to the trip. It is like to another city and it's a beautiful city. And the other one is that you have to do a homework for university. Then, if this case, if you have to do or you have to make a hard decision, would you try to do the right thing or you would do another thing. In this case, the answer would be, if I had to make a hard decision, I would try to do the right thing. In this case, what is the right way to do it? Go to the trip with your friends or stay at home and do your homework. Great? This is an imaginary situation because you don't have a trip and your friends are not planning a trip closely. Then this is a imagination way. Then, as I told you, this is a time that we use to check ethical choices or hard decisions or decisions in your life. The third exercise, we see this. If she knew how to speak French, probably she would do something. I don't know. She would go to France. She would have like friends from France, or in this case, she would help them. Who? Probably in this case we have someone from or some people from France and they don't speak English. They do speak French. Then if she knew how to speak French, she would help them. She don't know. She doesn't know speak French. Then she will not able she will not be able to help them. Okay? Here we can check both the unreal and real condition. Let's see again. If she knew how to speak French, she would help them, right? Then if she does or if she knows to speak French, she will help them. But she does not know speak French, then she will not help them, right? Here we see the if noun, the noun she knew the past of know, the statement how to speak French, and then we have the result, but it is not true because she does not speak French. Then she would help them. Why would? Remember that would is the passive will. Then we're going to use would and the verb, normal verb. If you broke something in a store, imagine that you're in a store and accidentally you broke a mirror. But this is not a normal mirror. This is a very good mirror. This is a mirror from 90s and then you broke it. Then if you broke something in the store, would you pay for that or would you pay for it? This is different and a hard decision because you broke it. Was it accidentally? Yeah, but you broke it. Then would you pay for this? You could say, yes, if I broke something in the store, I would pay for it. Alright? I would pay for it. In this case, we see the question. Would you pay for it? Yeah, I would do it. Or no, I would not pay for it. Then you have both choices. Alright? If I were there, imagine that 2 weeks ago there was a big accident in the highway, right? Then 3 people died and someone's telling you about it and you say, actually, if I were there, how do you express this? If I were there, what would you do? If I were there, I would know what to do. Alright, why? Because I study about this. I have studied like 5 years for this topic and I really would know what to do. That's the reason I am telling you this. If I were there, I would know what to do. But then we can do the question. For example, hey Ralph, we were in a soccer game, and then we were losing like 5-0. What would you do if you were there? We can change the statements. First the question and then the if noun. Hey Ralph, what would you do if you were there? I can tell, alright, I would done these changes and move the defensive part to the back side of the field and then do some changes. This is the way how you spread imaginary situations, because I were not there, I wasn't there, then I were not able to do it. I was not able to do it. Great. Please keep in mind this, as I told you. I will tell you if I knew. Great. We change the statement. We can say I would tell you if I knew, or if I knew I would tell you. Both work. Okay? Because the meaning is the same. If I knew, I would tell you, or I will tell you if I know. Because I don't know, I don't know, then I will not be able to tell you. But if I knew, I would tell you, right? Here we have a game with real and unreal conditional, okay? But please do not get confused, because later you can check different forms to do them. Actually, we are going to work more in unreal conditional, because real conditional is very easy. You just need to use simple present and future. That's all. If I do the homework, I will able to go out. If I do something, I will do something. If I don't do something, I will not be able to do something. Or these are the different ways to express the real conditional. Then we're gonna check exercise about unreal conditional on different contexts and situations. Alright, we're gonna check it. If I find, we have the verb is fine. If I an expensive piece of jewelry in a public bathroom and I find the owner, I it. Here you see that we have three verbs: find, cannot, and keep. Let's see. If I, then please keep in mind that when you have the if I statement, or if the if here we have the if clause, then we have to do the clause. This is an unreal conditional. Remember that in unreal conditionals we use the past of the verb. Then it will be, if I found an expensive piece of jewelry in a public bathroom and I could not find the owner, I would keep it, right? Here you see we have the verb in past. If I found an expensive piece of jewelry in a public bathroom and I couldn't find the owner, I would keep it. Would you do it? Would you return it, or would you keep it? This is a ethical choice, because you know it is very expensive. This is an expensive piece of jewelry, and it is from another one, and you find it in a bathroom, right? Then you have to check it, okay? But in this case, this is the statement: if I found an expensive piece of jewelry in a public bathroom and I couldn't. Why couldn't? Because could is a past of can, and we have the negative statement. So I could not, or I couldn't find the owner, I would keep it. Okay? Then we have another one. They to their favorite country if they the money. Then we see that here we have this the statements changed. The if statement is at the end, and the result of statement is at the beginning, right? Then they to their favorite country if you the money. What will be here? What will be the right conjugation for the verb go? Let's check it. They would go to their favorite country if they had the money, right? It could be, if they had the money, they would go to the favorite country. So think about it. If you had the money, you would go to your favorite country. But what is your favorite country? Imagine, I don't know, it could be India or Russia or France or Argentina. Then it could be like this: if I had the money, I would go to India, for example, right? Would go is a statement, and it means that you will go do, or you will do it. right? You will do it, but you don't have the money. Then you would do it because you don't have it, right? This is an imaginary situation. Please keep in mind that unreal conditional is for imaginary situations. We have another example. If you two tickets, you want to a friend. Here you can see that this is a question, right? Then let's see the if statement. If you two tickets, this is an unreal conditional, right? Then the have verb needs to be in past, right? So if you had two tickets, the question is it needs to be with the auxiliary would, right? If you had two tickets, would you gave? No, gave, we don't have to use gave. Why? Because would, and after would we have the verb in the normal form, give. Would you give one to a friend? We don't, in this case we don't change give to the past. Why? Because the verb that needs to be changed is a verb that is close to the if noun, right? Then let's see. If you had two tickets, would you give one to a friend? Think about it. This is you are working in the company, and this company, it's a cinema company, right? And they give you a pair of tickets for the new and the best movie ever. Then, if you have two tickets, would you give one to your friend? Right? But then, you're not working in a company of new movies. You're working in a company of cars, right? And this company does not give you tickets for movies. Then you don't have the tickets. But imagine that if you had them, would you give them to a friend? What will be the answer? The answer will be, if I have two tickets, I will give one to my friend, right? Okay, here we have another one. If the if statement, right, then it means that this verb will be in past. You two jackets instead of the one you ordered. Here you see would, right? This is a question. So here we have to use would too. Would you call the company and send? This verb send is actually over the would, right? Then it will be the same. One jacket back. Then let's see. If they send you two jackets instead of one that you ordered, would you call the company and send one jacket back? Would you do it? Imagine that you both one jacket. It was $200, right? Then the company sent you two jackets for the price of $200, right? So this is a very good deal for you. They send you two jackets instead of one, and you're paying just for one. Then if they send you two jackets instead of one, would you call the company and send one jacket back, or you will keep both? Think about it. This is a hard situation for you. You're getting a very good deal, no? Great. Actually, the real conditional and the real conditional both are related with situations that you have where you have an obligation, right? That's the reason now we are going to check the present obligations. There are two specific ways to express an obligation when there is no other choice or action available. They are have to and must. Must is a verb that we use a lot of time, yeah, and have to we used to. But please keep in mind that they have different meanings in different situations, okay? This is to express obligations. For example, express obligations. We are going to check the expression, and then we're going to check the meaning or condition for the obligation, because there are conditions, okay? Students must take this exam, right? So they must take it. What happens if they do not take it, right? It is necessary that the students take the exam, so it is very important for them. What could be the condition? If students do not take the exam, they will lose, or they will fail this subject, right? Let's see another one. You have to take the 6 a.m. train if you want to arrive on time, right? We will be the condition. If you take the 6 a.m. train, you will arrive on time. But if you don't take the 6 a.m. train, you won't arrive on time, okay? The third one, she has to make a reservation before July 15th. Imagine that you are going to take some vacations in 3 weeks, right? And today is July 13th, right? Your mom has to make the reservation before July 15th. Why? Because on July 16th reservations are closed, and then you will not be able to get a room. That is the reason the condition is the following. If she does not make the reservation before this date, she will not get a room. Then imagine vacations without a room. It will be awful, right? That is the reason in these obligations we have some conditions, okay? The condition is that if she does not make the reservation before this date, she will not get a room. Then she has to make a reservation before July 15th, okay? Great. Be careful. Why? Because as I told you before, these expressions have different meanings in different situations or contexts. For example, you must not smoke in your room. Here we have a negative statement with the verb must. Then the meaning change. It does not mean an obligation. It means that it is present a prohibition. Then it is not an obligation. You must not smoke in your room. It means that you shouldn't do it there, right? You shouldn't smoke in your room. In other cases, we have, or in the other case, we have, you don't have to show your passport. What does it mean? This statement expresses a lack of obligation. Then it means that it is not necessary to show your passport. You can do it, but it is not necessary. But it does not mean an obligation. Okay? Great. Now we check in everything for conditional, right? Real and unreal conditional. I hope you learn about it. It is very important to take care of these examples. Why? Because if you take care of them, you will learn how to express the situations. If you don't do it, you won't learn it, right? Actually, I express how to, or I have been expressing what I hope you to do in conditional. This is real conditional. But in other cases, I can do an unreal conditional. For example, it could be, if I were you, I would check this video again. Why? Because this is a very good video. Great. But if I were you, I would give you a like to this video. Right? If I were you, remember please that always in the unreal conditional there are two ways to express the past. If noun, then simple past, and then with the verb to be we use always the noun, the past of the verb in where, right? We don't use if I am you, no. If I were you, or if I is you, no, it will not work. If I were you, if she were there, if they were our parents or something like that, remember that. Then if I were you, I would, okay? I would do something, or I would take care of this. I hope this video was so helpful for you. I really love teaching you or like help you with this. It was my pleasure, and I hope we will get another time with you. Then we have the last practice expressing obligations. For example, hotel guests leave their luggage at the front desk. Then we can see hotel guests must leave their luggage at the front of the desk. Please keep in mind that must is a very formal and not very common in speaking. It is generally used by a person in authority, right? To state policy or law. Have to is much more common in both speaking and writing. The more informal verb, the more informal we have to is have got to. This is a different use, and I will tell you later in another video. It's also common in spoken English, right? But please keep in mind that must is given by a authority person. Okay? We have the other one. Hotel employees arrive before 9 a.m. Okay, but here you have hotel employees have to arrive before 9 a.m. because if they arrive after 9 a.m. they will have problems. They have to arrive before this time. Okay, and the last one would be hotel guests park their cars in front of the hotel. A hotel guest doesn't have to; they must to. This is a more polite way to express that they have to do something in order to keep the the situation in a good way in the hotel. Then hotel guests must park their cars in front of the hotel, right? Then this is the end of our video. I hope this was the best video for you learning and getting more information about the real and unreal conditional. Then please keep in mind that negative statement change the result of the condition, right? It was my pleasure to help you today. I'm Ralph G, and I will check you, or I will see you in a next situation, in a next contest.